Hello everyone, welcome back to my channels, and today I'm going to show you the new Bumblebee from the 30, and this is the DLX line, which means they have a die-cast skeleton with this paint plastic surface. I paid about $180 straight from the 30 store, which I think is a fair price actually. And I know that some people might say that Michael Bay movies are not that good, but I actually enjoy most of his movie, and especially the figures and all the transformer design that he in his movie is shown. So this is actually from the last night Transformer movie, and I also have another Optimus Prime from the last night as well, on pre-order, which is the one with the shield and sword. And I can't wait to have these guys in my collections. And I also have two other Revenge of the Fallen, which is Jetfire and Optimus Prime, to combine together to have the ultimate Optimus basically. And I also have the four other DLX line from the Bumblebee movie. So basically my Transformer collection is now expanding, and I'm really happy with the Transformer from the 30. And I love that DLX line, is amazing, and they have all the paint surface is really good, and all the weathering is amazing, all the articulation is crazy. They have amazing engineering as well, and the price point is reasonable, so I have no objections whatsoever. I mean, they are one of those best figures that I have ever have in my collections, and they're definitely cheaper than Metal Build Gundam for sure, so definitely worth the money. Anyway, so let's take a closer look on the box. So this is the packaging looks like. So you have always the 30 box looks like this, and you got this ambulance on the side, which to confirm that this is official 30 licensed products. And then you have another looks on there, which is a battle mask, which is even looks cooler. And I do have this one as well. This is a battle mask. And then let's look at the hands and all the accessory. So I got quite a few pair of hands, so you can see that you got the standard fist as usual. Every figure comes with a fist. And then he also have the holding weapon hands and his hammer especially. And he also have some kind of relaxed hand as well, open hand and relaxed hand, something like that. So you got all the posability here. And then he also have another blaster as well, which I have it on the figures already. So all you gotta do is push it out and then put it back in. And the joints are die cast, so you don't have to worry about snapping off. They are actually made of metal. Okay. So the sculpting is incredible. If you look in the close-up and detail, it is really impressive. All the attention to details and all these little pieces that it looks like so realistic. It's just unbelievable. The only downside is that these figures are not transformable, so they are CGI accurate, the movie accurate, but it's just not transformable. But then again, I am not really care about transforming. I hate transformer. It's kind of like weird things to say. I mean, I don't like the figure that can actually transform, but I like Transformers, so it just doesn't make sense whatsoever, which is really strange. But it is true, because the reason why is I have a few Hasbro Transformer as well, and I have played around with it, and it's so difficult to transform some of them, and when you put it back together, all the panels and stuff, they don't always click back properly, which is always annoying. And so for me, it's more of a display showcase, and the best detail possible is the priority, rather than playable figures or something like that. So anyway, so let's take a close look on this guy. So at the moment, I have the battery on the eye, so you can actually turn on and off by pressing this auto bot signia on the head. And this antenna can actually articulate as well, which is very nice. And now let's put the battle mask on. This is really nice, and it looks like a real Bumblebee, and it's really nice. So if you push it back on, and then you can see this how he gonna look, and you can see the light going through from the little black glass here, which is really nice. And that is so awesome. I really like this. And anyway, let's take a closer look on the rest of the figures, and this is really impressive figures. Actually, I'm really blown away by this. I've been waiting for more than a year actually, and then 30 has been pushed back, and for the deadline, and keep on pushing back 1 month after another, and finally it arrived. So but it's definitely worth the wait, I have to say. Now, in terms of the putting the battery in, it's a little bit strange, so you gotta be careful. So if you own all the other 30 Transformer DLX line, you actually just push the cap off, and then you can see the battery compartment, which you can just put it in easily. This guy, I tried to do that without reading the instructions, so luckily I didn't break this, and I was wondering why this is so stiff and it doesn't come off, and not like other figures. And actually, you have to push the whole head out, and there's a little screw underneath there, so you have to actually unscrew it to put the battery in. So just be careful not yank the whole thing out, right? Otherwise you're gonna snap off the plastics and all that. Anyway, so this figure also made from a comic cave, but I really don't like the comic cave design. They got the backs instead of the door, you got all the rear full circle and all this stuff, which is really stupid. I don't like that one. But they do have the LED lighter point on this car headlight as well, and also on the blaster, and obviously they have much bigger size in terms of scales. So comic cave are really nice in terms of that, but I don't like the design from the comic cave. So to be honest, comic cave are actually dead anyway. I mean, they are good with the showcase on the surface with a lot of LED light. They're really big and nice, but they are not always consistent, because the quality from the comic cave is like hit and miss, and because they're having problem with their factory in China, so people don't care anymore. And so I decided that I'm gonna sell all my comic cave figures. I only keeping 3 or 4 of them. I keeping the Hulkbuster, which I really love, and also I'm keeping the Eagles and Silver Centurion and Mark 7. The rest of them I sold all on eBay. So I decided to go ahead with the 30 DLX line, including all the Iron Man, Marvel, and everything. So maybe eventually, when it's on sales, I might even get a Hulkbuster as well, which is the only DLX line that I don't have from Marvel. And so yeah. Anyway, so let's take a focus back on this guy. I'm sorry that's sidetracking and talking other stuff. Now the detail is really impressive, as you can see here. So all the little engineering and all the attention to detail is such incredible, and all the painting and all the weathering effects, and this is all impressive. Look at that. You will not see that kind of things on any other figures. I wouldn't say. Maybe there are other third-party figures that are actually very good as well, but I don't think it's gonna be this accurate and this much engineering gonna be in like 30. So here we are. So you can see it's such an incredible detail. Look at all the little details, and also at the back you got so many different color. You got gunmetal, copper color, you got silver, black painted, gray and yellows, and all this stuff. Obviously these are solid here. I can feel the die cast all over the feet here. Is nice and heavy and stiff. And the thing about this figure, the joints are so stiff. Even that the door wing, I try to articulate this door wing, I can feel the tension in here on the joint, which is also good in some way, but it is a little bit too stiff for my taste, I have to say. And your wing you can articulate, and you can move all the panel, and also at the top. But again, the joints are so stiff, and I don't want to break this off, and this is a bit scary. They are made of plastic on this panel, so you gotta be careful. Now, as usual, 30 has this renowned engineering on the back pack here. So when you actually bend the crouch this guy, you can see that it will reveal all these spines and stuff, which is really impressive. And you don't have to do that, you can just put a plain plastic surface, but they did put efforts in, which I really appreciate. So when you push the head back down, you can see it's all tucked away. under the another layer, which is really cool. You know, this is impressive. Now all this little panel can actually move as well, so you can move away when you're trying to do articulation and stuff. And then on here, all this stuff can also, little things can move, the shoulder pad can move, and so on and so forth. So it's the wheel do actually spin as well. They are not solid piece, they actually can spin. Okay, so they are solid rubber feel, and they are sticky as well. So, and look at all the little dirt effects and all the details in here. That is also even, you know, impressive. Now if you go back to the attention on the front, and you can see all the detail on the legs, which is also really nice. And these are not a plastic, by the way. These joints are all solid die cast here. And so is the feet. The feet has so many articulation going on, which is impressive. And then you can actually move these little things, which is, I didn't know that you can do that actually. And this one can actually articulate. And also the feet has a little toe articulation. And then on top of that, you got this whole thing can actually move up and down. You can see that. That is really nice. I'm really impressed by that. Okay, and then obviously feet can you know, tilt or swivel, and you can actually tilt as well. And then you also have these little things which you can actually extend it out if you want to, or fold it like that. So you are not gonna have any problem with this guy tilting over or anything like that. So this is really solid on the ground. Sorry, if you look at the iron cannon or his blaster, you can see all the little detail in here as well. So if I zoom in a bit more, you can see that is really impressive, I gotta say. And then unfortunately this one has no LED lighter point on the cannon, but I think the premium version that they will make in the future will have this kind of effects. And you can see brake disc and caliper also there, all the dirt and grind. They are not a quality control issue, by the way, and they are actually the weathering effects. So this is how it's supposed to be, by the way. And also I like this little red piece on the back of this arm. And then obviously you can see here, so this is his hammer. So the hammer is also very nicely weathered and painted, and it's actually can actually, you know, fold the arms all the way up like this. So it's not 90 degrees, it's more than that. And so this is really nice. You can actually go this way, you can turn, but you gotta be careful not to hit other pieces around. So you just have to be watch out when you're turning it around, otherwise you might snap off some of the plastic part, which I'm a bit worried about. So, and otherwise it is fine. So if I'm trying to do that, you can see that it's kind of touching each other, so you have to be a bit careful when you try to articulate. And obviously the feet can go left and right, so that's not a problem. And then also the feet has this mechanism that can actually bend like this. You can bend further. Okay, this is a bit stiff now, so I don't want to push it further than this, but you can actually go further if you want to. And yeah, so it is really cool figures. I'm really impressed. So here we are, right? So let's do the side comparison and let's do the weight, and so that you can see everything. Right, here's the scales, and then let's measure this up. I would say this is about 600 gram. Definitely not kilo, it's definitely 600 or something like that. Okay, so there we are. So it is about 600, which is accurate. And now if I look at the original Bumblebee here, so this is the original Bumblebee, which is about 500. So this guy is definitely heavier. Now I just have a feeling that this is a lot bigger than the original guys. So if I try to do the side comparison, you can see this is significantly taller. In terms of the face and stuff, is about the same. The hands and face sculpt is exactly pretty much the same as the original, but it is really tall. You know, you can see that how tall this guy is. So I'm not sure this is how the scale is supposed to be. I mean, if I compare with the Optimus Prime, so where's my Optimus? Here we go. So let's take this guy out and put it side by side, and you can see that the Optimus is, you know, as usual, supposed to be the tallest guy, but he is almost tall as the Optimus. I mean, this is not sure it's accurate in terms of scale. That is the only thing that I notice here. So I don't know, you know, you can see for yourself. I'm hoping that the last night figures that they will make in the future is going to be matching the scale size with this guy, because this is from the last night movie and this is from the Revenge of the Fallen. So there may be the slight different, you know, scale size issue going on. I don't know. But anyway, so here is all my Bumblebees collection that I have from the 3.0, and so here we are. So I hope that this is actually helpful if you're making decision to get this guy. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers.